All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. There you go. Thank you. Welcome to the Rotary Club of Brentwood. I'm happy to see you guys again. I haven't been here for a couple of weeks, so it's kind of nice to be in the room. Yeah, who am I? That's right. You had a couple people coming in as presidents for me the last 2 weeks, so thank you for being welcoming to them. My name is Jennifer Bourne. I am your fearless leader this year. Thank you. Today, our invocation will be led by Patrick Wright and our pledge and four-way test by Dick Bowers. Patrick?
Would you pray with me, please? Almighty God, we come to you today with thankful and grateful hearts. We give you praise for the beauty of your creation and for your grace and mercy towards us. We pray for strength and guidance in all that we do, and may we be challenged to always give our best. We pray for your direction as we seek to be peacemakers and that we would help bring light to the dark places of our world. We thank you for the privilege of serving our community and the world to reach those who need assistance. May we approach each opportunity to serve with the spirit of humility and gratitude. We remember our fellow Rotarian Jeff Brown today and ask that you continue to be with him in his recovery, as well as those who are assisting him. We also know there are members who are dealing with issues only known to you, and we pray that you would comfort them and that you would work in each of those circumstances. Please bless this food to nourish our bodies and prepare us for service, and bless us during this time that we share. May we seek your will, and please help us to live into our motto of service above self. Amen.
Would you join me in the Pledge of Allegiance to our flag? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, one nation under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all. And the four-way test of the things we think, say, and do. First, second, third, fourth.
All right. Next up, our club secretary and our club president-elect are at PETS training. They're getting rotarized this weekend. So Donna Weeks is going to be introducing guests and visiting Rotarians.
Well, we have a few guests today. We have some special guests that Larry Kain is going to introduce later with Steeplechase. But we've got Ty Vogel back with us today. Where's Ty? Ty's over here. He's going to be one of us. And Jason Hulse. Where's Jason? Jason Hulse has a guest with him, Chuck Kincaid. Oh, thank you. Welcome, Chuck. And we have two people back with us that are in our pipeline that are going to be joining us. Kimberly Calcutt, where are you? I saw her. There you are, right by me. And Rhonda Formby is over here. Welcome, everybody.
All right. Thanks, Donna. Okay, we do have a couple of announcements today. I'm going to be quick. We have not one, but two really great programs for you today. We are going to be back to back. So in essence of time, March 28th, I'm going to test your knowledge. What happens on March 28th for our club? And the board cannot answer this question because we just talked about it yesterday. Jeez. All right, here we are. There you go. We're having a club social at Bob Thompson's house. So, and not steak and lobster. But I think Tzatziki's is on the menu, so if you like that. But please come. It's going to be Saturday, the 28th. I can't remember the times. Where's Sybil? 6 to 8. So if you guys, especially our newer members, if you want to come and just mix and mingle, it's a great opportunity to get to know each other and kind of get outside of this room and kind of get more personal. So that's what this is about, and not in a weird way. Pancake Day, April 18th. So April 18th, that should be on your calendars. That is one of those. If you are here, we want you there. So please make plans. Yes. There you go. Did you guys hear that? Signs are on the table, so please take that, put that up at your local businesses. These things are also to give out to people. It is free. We do donations for the newer members, but we would like, it's a community event and we really want to make sure people are there. They are doing Cars for Kids. The money does go towards a good service. And so please, members be present, guests, please just come. We'd love to see you there. Anything else you want to add to that? Okay. There's also the blood assurance drive that day. So if you haven't given blood, don't save it for the drive. Because I think there's a rule you can only give so often. So just keep that in the back of your mind. There is a QR code. And I know it's in Reflections because that's the flyer with the QR code for blood assurance is in there if you'd like to sign up ahead of time. Okay, that was quick. I did good. Hassan, happy bucks.
Hi. Yeah, my fearless leader said we make it quick. So who is happy? I will start. I put $5. Today is Eid. For those who don't know what it is, it's a celebration after 1 month of fasting in Islam. So today is Eid. So Eid Mubarak to everybody. Have a blessed day. So who is happy?
I have $2. One, I don't know how many of you were able to attend Randy Bostic's funeral, but I was not able to, and I watched it online. It's very moving. If you knew him, you loved him, and he was a special person. So I would encourage you to watch that if you can online. And secondly, I need to apologize. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry, Larry. I thought I signed up and I didn't. And then I sat at the wrong table and we're too full and I'm kind of screwed up. So I'm really sorry. So.
Well done, Larry. Who is next?
Well, I knew it was our golf program, so I thought we were supposed to dress up, and I brought my caddy today. So, sorry, Larry.
Yeah, master. Okay, who else is happy? Okay. I think, Jennifer, you scared people. Nobody is happy. Thank you very much.
All right. Where's John? Graceworks is tomorrow, right? There is if you guys want to go out to Fairview. Create a mobile food pantry and serve probably 200 families. There you go. So if you guys have tomorrow open and you'd like to go serve with the mobile food pantry, just show up, right? I mean, I think ideally you like them to sign up, but just show up at last minute. Okay, excellent. All right. Now we're going to go to our speaker. Our first speaker today is our own RSVP person. I want to call you something, but I can't think of the word. But yes, he is going to be sharing with us about our golf tournament. This is our annual event. So this is something that we do to raise money. So let's hear it for Larry. And then we're going to kick into Steeplechase. We also have Steeplechase 85th anniversary today. So Larry's going to do the first part of it, and then he's going to introduce the second part. You ready? Yeah.
Since my attorney friend, Ms. Reed over there brought this up, I will say that we had 44 RSVPs, and I think there's 57 people here. I'm not sure. We have 10 tables set up, and y'all can see how full we are. We have got to fix that, guys. I don't know how, but we've got to fix that. So now on to the golf tournament, right? Okay, who can tell me what year golf tournament this is for us? 10. Right here, 10. Good job, man. Oh. Okay, who can tell me who was our leading salesman last year? Who said Curry? It's our 10th golf tournament, and I'm ready. I hope you all are too. So let me just real quickly, I'm gonna do, the president and I met a month ago or so, and she said, let's do something different this year. Let's you do a short introduction to the golf tournament, which is what we're gonna do today. And then we're gonna have another meeting about the golf tournament in May, and we're gonna have another meeting about the golf tournament in July so we can bring everybody up to speed on where we are as we move down this track. We're really determined this year to make this our best tournament, and Jennifer really wants to keep us all on track, keep us posted, keep us updated. So this today is going to be 20 minutes or so, where it's normally a full session, but then we'll do it again in May and then again in July. So we're going to try that and see what happens. 10 years ago, I was on a committee here, and I was asked to what we could do to raise money for the club, and somebody brought up a golf tournament. And I've had a lot of experience with golf tournaments. Ran my high school golf tournament, ran the Chamber of Commerce golf tournament, did a lot of other golf tournaments. So I volunteered and I got it. And so here we are 10 years later. So, so the other question, and new members and those that hadn't thought much about it may wonder, well, the golf tournament's August the 31st. That's 5 months from now. Why are we getting so excited right now? In the next 5 months in Middle Tennessee, this is not an exaggeration, there'll be over 100 golf tournaments who are fundraising golf tournaments just like ours. If you don't know this, you're not a golfer, you wouldn't know this. All the country clubs in the Middle Tennessee area are closed on Mondays. And they're supposed to be closed so they can do club work, do course work on them, clean their course up and stuff. But they've all found out through the years that they can also have an outside event that day. So they open the club up and they bring in these outside events. So every country club in Nashville, Middle Tennessee, over the next 5 or 6 months on Mondays is going to have a tournament. And they'll all, most 99.9% will be fundraising tournaments just like ours, which means there's going to be people out there knocking on doors looking for sponsorships and things just like we are. So the earlier you get started, the better you do. That's why we start now. And we've done pretty well through the years, as you'll see in a minute. So what makes our tournament any different than the other tournaments that are out there? We do some things different, and it's because I want to do them that way. Number one, the biggest thing is we have a great cause that we're soliciting the money for, and that's the Rotary. Anybody that knows Rotary, and anybody you talk about Rotary with sponsors and things, you can talk about the fact that our money stays local. Yes, we have a little international stuff we do from time to time, but the majority of our money is to local charities, nonprofits, and our high school scholarships. And people like that. They want to know the money that they're given for this scholarship or donation is going to be local. So that's what we get. By design, our tournament plays fast. We play in 4.5 hours, which if you're not a tournament golfer or a golfer, that won't mean much to you. But I play in a tournament for a association that I totally support. It's a breast cancer company or association that has a wonderful history, but they have a golf tournament. So I've played in it for the last 2 years, 5.5 hours on the golf course. When you're on a golf course 5.5 hours, if you don't know this, most of that time you're just sitting and waiting and waiting. Our golf tournament's not like that. 4.5 hours, you're done. Our players are home by 6 o'clock. It's the way it's going to be, and it's the way I run it. We have great food, we have great player gifts, and we got great workers. Susie puts together our worker every year. We had 30, I think, members work last year, and they do a great job. So, and lastly, the real reason why our tournament works financially is because of you guys. It's up to us to make this work. You can sell one sponsorship, and that would help. You can sell 24 sponsorships, wherever Jared is, 24 sponsorships, and obviously that really helps. And it's really up to us, and it's really up to us to make this work. So if it works, it's ours. If it doesn't work, it's our fault too. You can love it, you can hate it, but you own it. It's our tournament. When we have scholarship day, when we give our scholarships to our high school kids, and when we have our sponsorship day, our grant day, we call it, where we give out our major grants, those $10,000 grants. How does that feel to you? You're sitting there and our club is giving somebody $10,000, or we're giving a high school kid $2,500 for 4 years, every year. We're doing all that. Well, that's funded by the golf tournament and other sources too, as you'll see. But that's a feel-good thing, if you ask me, about why we do this. I have to mention, I've mentioned it a couple of times, but we are honored in our club to have the A team. And the A team is all here today. Mr. Andrews over here, Mr. Kaplan, and Jared, wherever Jared is. Jared's back there. These guys are not on a team. They have their own little world. Last year, the A team sold $38,700 in scholarship and sponsorships. 38,000. 47 sponsorships between those three guys. And every year I have a contest between them and all the teams, the 10 teams, to see if any team can beat them. No teams ever come close. So thank you guys, and every year you're just wonderful. I want to show you one quick slide here. Get out of the way here. See. You've seen a lot of these slides before, but I just want everybody, because this is how the tournament worked. I don't want everybody to see them again. This is the champion team, and this is our major sponsor sellers from last year. You can see Curry's on top at 18,000 and on down. So just a chance for me to say, here they are. Here are the people that did all the work. Not all the work, did a large part of the work. $120,000 in sponsorship among that group right there. So thank you guys very much, and hope to see your name up there again next year. These next little slides are things you saw last year, but it's just a good reason to kind of rehash and get started. The new members have not seen these, so it's a good thing for them to see. So why do we have this event? Here's why we have this event. So in the last, there you can see in 2017, we contributed $33,000 to the BRCCF. Last year, we contributed $112,000. Total contributions for those 9 years, $808,000 from the golf tournament to our BRCCF. So what does that look like from a BRCCF standpoint? You can see there the grants and the scholarships. This is for I couldn't get all the years on here, the last 8 years or 6 years, whatever. You can see all the grants and scholarships that we've given out each year, what that total is, and then how much of that came from golf. So for instance, in 2025, we gave out $162,000, our club did, and 112 of that came from our golf tournament. So we're a significant contributor to that success. The rest of our funds come from the annual fund drive, Pancake Day, and the Rotary District. Okay. So why exactly do sponsors support our event? Why? What is it about our event that draws our? Oh, I skipped one. I'm sorry. Historical numbers. Historical numbers for the event, and I want you to focus on the red numbers there at the end, particularly the last year or two. You can see the first number up there, whole sponsors. Last year we were short on what our goal was, and there's your reason right there. We sold 63 whole sponsors. The year before we sold 102. So that's a significant difference right there. And you can see we've traditionally been above 100. We did 165 in 2019. So 63 was a very low number. Dropped down to members participating, a hot point with me. 76 members participated and sold something last year. That's been kind of in the 70s the last 3 years. You can see we had 90 in 2019. So we've got to get that number up, and that's what we're going to try to do this year with all the meetings we're going to have. The other thing I wanted to show you was non-sponsorship, non-Rotary. That means that's not a Rotary member or a Rotary members club. That's an outside agency that has contributed to us. We had 122 this last year, and you can see, look back over the last 4 or 5 years before that, we were 147, 34, 37, significantly lower on outside sponsorships. That's an area that we need improvement on this year also. We're working right now, but BRCCF is, I think they got a meeting today, in fact, on our major gift honorees. Now, this is the people that get $10,000 or more from us, and that money comes from the golf tournament. We'll have that list out on March 31st and get that to you. We don't have it yet on some of the forms that you're going to see. It's blank right now, but we'll have that filled in by the time we start this in the next couple of weeks.
So why does somebody buy a sponsorship from our club? What's the reason for buying the sponsorship? Number one, and the primary reason people buy sponsorships or donate is they are friends or associates of the individual asking for their help and will support them. Has nothing to do with the club, nothing to do with the amount of money, nothing to do with where it goes. They're doing it because they're your friend and they want to help you. And you've asked them and they've said, okay, I'll do that. They like and they believe in the cause. In other words, they like, as we talked about earlier, they like what the Rotary Club gives our money to. It all stays local, and that's a good thing to have. The last reason why people do this is because they want the advertising exposure. Now, there are people who want the advertising, and they're very specific about where's my ad going to be and what's it going to look like, and that's great. That's wonderful. But the primary reason they give is because they know you and they like you and they believe in what we do. So let's look at our goals for next year, for this year, what we're going to try to do this year. We're going to have a safe and fun event that creates excitement and great memories. We're going to have each club member accountable for $500 in donations or sponsorship sales. That's our normal. We've done that every year, $500. Last year, 52 members, 53% of our membership got that goal. 16 members sold one sponsorship of $350. And I bring this up every year. The Franklin Club that hasn't had a golf tournament for 20-something years, 25 years, one of their things is they have $1,000 per member regardless. Doesn't make it, that's one of their requirements that you give $1,000 to the golf tournament. And so we've not done that. We're asking for $500, and we're not asking you to write that check. We're asking you to get $500 in sales for us. And then the last thing is to have 95% of our club members participate. That's 95 members based on 100 members. Is that impossible? Is it? Shouldn't be. All you got to do is ask, right? Just ask. Oh, and lastly, and most important, is to have a net profit from the BRCCF of $130,000. I'd like for it to be $150,000, but $130,000 would be the most we've ever done, and it'd be certainly better than last year where we were $112,000. So we're just going to put a number out there and see if we can get to $130,000. So once again, this year we're going to institute, thanks to Doug's help, a silent auction. We'll be talking about that more as we go along. We started it last year and we had some success with it and made a little money, but we can make a lot of money with that. And Doug's going to take care of that for us, and we're glad to have that. My team that works with me on our website sponsors that, and they have told me for 3 years, Larry, you've got to have a silent auction. They're fabulous. So we're going to do that for sure. Now on each table, you all should have. You don't. Forget that part. I can't believe I didn't bring my folders in. I have folders for everybody in the back of my car, and I'll go get those as soon as this is over and bring them in. But in that folder is just information that you can use to get started with your stuff. There's a list of the sponsorships. There's just a little history on the tournament and some things like that. So everybody will have that in their hand if they need it. Cannot believe I forgot to bring that. Okay, my hat says "Just Ask." That's our motto. That's our motto. Thanks to Jared Tanksley, who if you've heard this story every year, I tell the same story. I brought Jared up after the second year when he had done so good, and I said, "Jared, come up here and tell everybody what you do. How do you make all those sales you make? You're killing it." And he stood there. He said, "I just ask. I know my friends, and I just ask them to support my golf tournament and give them the opportunity to look at the sheet, and they pick out what they want, and it just works." So "Just Ask" has become our motto, and will continue to be our motto. It just works too. It works. Just if you don't believe me, ask Ray Little, ask Bart King, ask Tom Carr, ask Michael Kaplan, Curry Andrews, Jared. That's all they did was ask, and those are our leading salesmen every year. So, and what's the worst thing that's going to happen? They're going to say no. So what? At least you ask. But if you don't, see, he wants to do it. If you don't ask, it won't happen. So we got to make sure we ask. And again, as I said earlier, I'm not asking, this is not a beg for you guys to write a check. There was a time in this club, and those of you who remember this, when it got to be near Pancake Day time, when we had to write a check for $200 for Pancake Day tickets. Whether you liked them or used them or sold them or whatever you did with them, but we had to do that. This is not an ask for you to write a check. If you want to write a check, that's fine. I write a check. I buy a sponsorship in honor of my bride, Susie, and I do that every year. But you don't have to. This is to ask you to go out and talk to your friends, your associates, your partners, your whatever, people that you know, and get them to give a donation and or a sponsorship to our tournament. And it'll work if we do that. We've proven that it'll work better. There's a picture here I'm going to show you. Oh, you skipped the picture. You want to do this first? Okay. All right. So the thing that I want to make sure everybody understands and knows is we have a wonderful website, and our website is easy to get to. What happened? Where's the first? Can you go back to the first page? Okay, so when you pull our website up, this is what you see. And those of you who don't know, that's a picture of the National Golf and Athletic Club clubhouse with the lake that's across from it there. And we've used that every year as our picture, background picture. It really looks nice. When you pull this up, you'll see the name of the club. There's two important buttons on that first page. Down here in the bottom, there's one that says donate now. So if that's somebody says, I'll give you $100. I'm not going to buy a sponsorship. I'll give you $100. I'll give you $1,000. I'll give you $10,000. All they got to do, all you got to do is just hit donate now, and it takes you to a page where you fill in what their information is. If they're going to buy a sponsorship, you're going to hit register now. And then register now is going to take you to a full list of all of our sponsorships, which you're seeing right now. And it's going to show you the ones that are sold. And the ones that say sold out on there are, as of today, sold out. So we've sold 4, 5, or 6 of them. There's several of them on here. And this website, there's your range sponsor. Whoever told me they bought that. This website can be used by you or by your customer or your person you're talking to. They can go on there and they can sign up and pay. All they do is click the stop it. All they do is hit add, and that'll give them where they can sign up and they can pay online or they can be invoiced, whichever one they want to do. But this is a great website, and it works excellently, and it's a good spot for you to keep up with what's sold and what hadn't sold, and also to get the sponsors a place to go to look at what we have available. It's worked every year, and it's been fabulous. So don't forget to use the website. Yes, sir.
Go on the website and want to get a particular sponsorship that's sold out. Don't turn the money down.
Definitely don't turn the money down. Yeah.
Things can be worked out.
Yep. And what Tom is saying is we have made up sponsorships along the way. Yeah. That's a great point. And if they get on here and they want the side scoreboard, we have 5 of those left, side scoreboard. If all those are gone and they want a side scoreboard, tell them to call me and I'll find them something else to do that money with. Yes, sir, Dick. Well, you went to the wrong website. BrentwoodRotaryGolf.com. And that's on I have that very prominently on the nice little folder that I have for you in the back of my car. But it's, BrentwoodRotaryGolf.com. Okay, picture time. So this is a picture from, and I think I maybe showed this before, I can't remember, from 1980. And as you can see, there's 2 guys in this picture that you know. That's me on the right, and standing right above me is Mr. Huff, Mike Huff. Mike and I ran the first Brentwood Invitational Golf Tournament, which was held for the Chamber of Commerce. So the whole point of me saying this is that now I've got Mike Huff on my team, and it's awesome. Mike right now is going to be the game day coordinator for me on tournament day. He'll be out there to answer questions and take care of things that are happening while I'm running around going crazy with stuff. And it's great to have Mike on board. So I just want to thank you and welcome you. And I'll find other things for you to do too. So. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Mike. That makes me feel good. Now, I just want to thank Mike and know that everybody has seen this before, but it's just worth watching again. This is a little video of how the A team works, and the new members have not seen this, but it's worth watching, and it's worth it gives you a good laugh. So.
I'm out here at Andrews Cadillac. I heard the A team was meeting today, and I want to find out what they've got going on. I hope I can find them somewhere out here. Oh, here they are now. Hey, what are you guys up to?
Oh, we're just getting a game plan together.
That's good. You remember how much y'all sold last year?
Well, about $21,000. I think it was more than any other team.
That's right. That's awesome. How about since the tournament started, how much have you sold?
I think we've sold close to 65,000.
Yeah.
But we don't want to sit around and reminisce. We got things to do.
Good.
Talk to you later.
All right, buddy. We'll get out there and sell them, man.
Yes, sir.
Good luck today.
Well, we're going to work our pants off.
Watch it.
To
Good.
try to exceed what we did last year.
Excellent.
Have a good day, Larry.
Yeah, you too. Go get them, guys. All right, so that's it. You'll hear more and you'll hear more and you'll hear more. Let's get that 130,000 this year or more. And we can do that. It's not a problem. It's going to take all of us working together to do it. So let's make that happen. Thank you. We're about to hear a little presentation about the Iroquois Steeplechase. And I told one of the ladies here, I said, I want to say something about that because if you're new in town or if you hadn't been out, if you hadn't been to the Steeplechase, you're missing a great time. And I say that because several years ago, maybe a long time ago, I spent a lot of time on the hill, which if you go to Steeplechase, you know what the hill is. I spent a lot of time on the hill watching the Steeplechase, maybe had a few beers, and it's a great fun event. It's I told her a while ago, it's a people watching event. You can go down there and see everything you want to know, but it's a great fun day, and I'm so glad they're here. And again, I urge you, if you've never been, please go. So I'm going to bring up Autumn and Dwight, and they're going to tell you a little bit about the Steeplechase.
Well, thank you guys for having us. We want to donate a tailgating spot for your silent auction as part of being here. And so I don't know when, go on this side. All right, I'm being told to go on this side. So hopefully I'll be able to be in the right spot. So how many of you have been to Steeplechase before we start? Woo, what a crowd. Okay, for those of you that haven't, my hope is that you come this year or you learn a little bit more about us through this presentation. We recognize some familiar faces with brands that have been involved in Steeplechase with Andrews Transportation Group, Martin and Zerfall's right here. So there may be others that we haven't met yet, but we want to first say thank you for supporting us. And my title at Iroquois Steeplechase is Chief Marketing Officer, and I've been there for 7 years. I started right before COVID, and you can imagine how fun that was. The first year we started, we couldn't have an event, and when you're in charge of fundraising, you kind of start scratching your head a little bit. But I have thoroughly enjoyed it. I've been able to work with this gentleman to my left, who's the race chairman, and my name is Autumn, and this is Dwight. And what we thought we would do today is ask a couple of questions and hopefully you learn something from it. So Dwight, first of all, I'd like you to introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your background in the sport.
So my name's Dwight Hall. Actually, I'm a Brentwood resident. Been here for many, many years, lived not too far from here. I've got some old friends, Mike Huff, who we used to do business with. Quite interestingly, many, many years ago, when Mike was in business, when we go out of town, we could send out the babysitter up. If they needed groceries, Mike could just write up a tab, and when we get home, we'd pay for it. So things aren't that Publix won't do that for us right now. So I've basically have been involved with horses my whole life. Grew up in Pennsylvania originally, rode hunters and jumpers, show horses, and fox hunted. And then when I was about 16 years old, when you're old enough to get a license, I started steeplechasing. Rode for 26 years, basically racing. For those of you who don't know it, the Iroquois is just one of a series. It starts actually this coming weekend in Aiken, South Carolina, goes through the end of November. And for example, this coming weekend, there's 3 race meets in basically the eastern United States. The end of the month, there's 4 on the same weekend. And then there's 3 or 4 every weekend through April. So it's a whole series. There's a whole lot going on. But we are the largest steeplechase in the spring. Been around for 85 years. So we here have a lot of tradition, a lot of history. The hillside that you brought up, unfortunately, is not there anymore, but it's grown and actually taken on a real charitable component to it, which was different when the hillside was around and it was not a charitable organization. So I've got a long background, long history with it. I rode as an amateur and then also was in business originally with Commerce Union Bank and then a company called Ndata, which was an outgrowth of a computer service company, National Life and Accident Insurance Company. So that's kind of my background.
Forgot one important part. He won the Iroquois Steeplechase in 1977 as the lead horse. And Dwight, so if you've ever been to Kentucky Derby or seen the jockeys, they're a little bit shorter than you. So you have to tell me why you're taller than the flat racing jockey.
Actually, I'm about the normal size for guys and girls who are riding steeplechase horses. And that's because steeplechase horses carry a lot more weight than horses that you see in the Kentucky Derby. Those horses carry 110, 115 pounds, which includes the jockey and all his tack. So steeplechase horses carry a minimum of 140 pounds, average about 148 to 155. So most everybody's my size with about 20 pounds lighter, which I used to have to do in the spring and the fall and diet myself to death to get down to about 138, 139, which was not fun. I will tell you that. So, but that's why I'm actually the normal size for a steeplechase rider.
So for someone who assumes this is simply just a social event, and we hear that a lot. We hear stories of people that know there's horses and don't know there's horses at our event. So what do you wish more people understood about the value of our event in Nashville in this community?
So our event has become since 1981 a 501c3, which is a nonprofit. And we give back to a couple really worthy causes in Nashville with Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt. We've given over $11 million to that facility. And if you haven't been there, it's an amazing facility. We are so lucky. Basically, us in Middle Tennessee, Southern Kentucky, Northern Alabama, it just does an incredible job. And then we also, another beneficiary is Friends of Warner Parks, which helps maintain the park system. So, you know, Autumn's got a great connection with Vanderbilt Children's Hospital. Tell us about that.
So I have a 10-year-old daughter. And when she was 4 months old, she became very sick. We went to the Children's Hospital thinking she just had RSV. And when we got there, about an hour in, they had escorted us up to the NICU and had already checked us in and told us we were staying for the night. And at this point, I don't know what's going on. I'm thinking, oh, well, she's really sick. We'll be here for, you know, sometime in the middle of the night. All of us parents in the room have been in this situation before. Well, days later, we still don't know what's going on, and she's losing weight significantly. She went back down to her birth weight, and she was one of the kids that had to go up to the top floor with all the doctors looking at all the information. And
you get to a point as a parent where you think, I think I'm going to lose my daughter. Like, I think this might be it. And you could pick up the skin on her hand, and because of how much weight she had lost so drastically, we spent a couple months there. They did a lot of research and testing, and they partnered with other special hospitals. And the night before they were going to put her back into an incubator, the doctor came in and said, I want to try something different. And they did it, and her body quit reacting negatively, and she didn't lose any weight that night. Slowly but surely, she gained, a little bit over time. And Vanderbilt Hospital saved my daughter's life. And you don't realize how important a hospital like that is until you're in a situation where you're staring it in the face. And we're all lucky. She's been back several times. She's very athletic. She's a dancer. She broke her arm. She's a basketball player now. She's living life absolutely to the fullest because of the hospital. And all of us in this room should feel blessed that we have a hospital like that in our backyard, because not every community and not every state has that blessing. So for me, it's more than just I have a job at Steeplechase. For me, it's the connection to the hospital and the work that they do, whether it's a traumatic injury, an accident, or somebody that needs more care than that. So thank you for asking that.
I can tell you, she's a very active little girl. I think she's gone on 33. She's so mature and active.
Yeah, I joke she's 10 going on 33 and sassy, and I have no idea where she gets that from. So I have to tell a quick story too on Dwight. When I first started working, I said, Dwight, how was it riding in these races? You got to tell me, what's it like? And we're riding down the street. We were going to pick up something. It was a couple of days before race day. And I was excited because, we didn't have a race the first year, but we had one the second year. We're hauling stuff in the back of the truck. He goes, stick your head out the window. I'm like, what? So I stick my head out the window, and it's kind of like that a little bit. And I come back in, and he goes, that's what it's like. So, and he said, maybe a little harder than that. But Dwight, can you tell us in the room what you've learned from being a jockey and how that's translated into life and business?
So just a story first about the 35 miles an hour. When you're in the car and you have your windows rolled up, 35 miles an hour doesn't feel very fast. If you stick your head out the window or think about perching up on the hood of your car, it's a little bit faster than you think. So that's kind of one way to understand it. One of the things about the steeplechase that some of you may know or may not know, but it was actually built in Warner Parks by the WPA, which was Work Progress Administration created by Roosevelt to bring the country out of the Depression. And when they were building Percy Warner and Edwin Warner Park, some of the sportsmen in Nashville convinced the WPA that a steeplechase course would be a great addition to Nashville and to the park system. And so that course was actually built by the WPA. And interestingly, if you look at some of the work out there, say the stonework, because there were people like yourselves in the room, businessmen who were put to work to be able to get out of the Depression. Some of the stonework isn't perfect because they weren't masonries. And we were doing some construction out there not too long ago. And because it is a historic structure, we kind of had to mirror what was out there. And our construction guy said, I don't know if I can make it look that imperfect. And so, but it did bring the country out of the Depression, and it was developed by the WPA. The other thing is a steeplechase, our organization, which is a 501c3 foundation, does all the maintenance out there, and we're responsible for the cost of doing the maintenance. So we do all the maintenance and management of the track, which is we actually create a world-class turf system for the safety of the horses and the riders. And because we get the absolute best horses in the country and internationally over, we really have to have the best surface. So we maintain that. We maintain all the boxes, the hedges, the fences. The park system doesn't do that. We have to do that ourselves. So we embark on some other fundraising things, kind of like your golf tournament. And so, that's a big challenge for us to do. But a lot of people think the park system maintains that area. But when you look up and go past it on Old Hickory Boulevard, that's all the responsibility of us.
Thank you. Thank you. So Dwight's been involved with horse racing for a long time. He's been involved with other race meets, and he's also on the National Steeplechase Association board. He mentioned at the beginning, we're one of 47 race meets that happen through the spring season, the summer, and in the fall. And Dwight, tell us what you've learned from that experience working with other race meets as a jockey, and how you take that back.
So that's an interesting question. It's, you know, one of the things I think as being involved with horses and racing and so forth is that having grown up with it, it teaches you a lot of discipline, discipline for yourself. You know, the horses are being trained. They're very expensive. They're very costly to train. You can't miss days. If it's raining out, if it's sleeting out, you have to get out and get exercise. I mean, if you think about football players or baseball players, you can't miss that practice time and that training time. And so, you know, it kind of carries over with you into life as a businessman. When it also teaches you resilience. About 1 in every 10 rides, you hit the ground, and you got to get back up again, no matter how hard you hit the ground. And that, I found that carried over to, we all face adversity in business and things in our personal life. And the fact that you kind of learn that resiliency. So, you know, I think I've taken a lot of life lessons out of it.
Thank you. Thank you. So one last question. If you could leave this room with a takeaway for everybody in here, what do you want them to know about steeplechase?
Well, I think the steeplechase has evolved a lot since the days of the hill, which is no longer there. Right now, back when you were there sitting on the hill was pretty much an event for the people on the hill and the boxes, and that was it. And I can tell you, when you said there's a lot of people watching, we used to, as we were going down to warm up, going down in front of the hill, you'd look up and see some of that people watching, because there were some interesting sights to see up there. But nowadays, I think we have something for everybody. We have a lot of different venues, a lot of different price points, depending on whether you want something where you're inside a tent, you have TVs and food and bar, to tailgating where you get your friends together and come out and have a nice tailgating experience. We have a family area. Children under 12 come for free. And we have areas where they can play games and slides and bouncy houses. That's great fun. We have this year brand new a music stage on the infield that's open to basically for free. Everybody there. We've got music, tailgating, open refreshments, and a bar. So there's a price point for everybody really now across the board, no matter what your likes are. And then we have a whole lot of opportunities, business opportunities. You might tell us about on.
Yeah, so we've seen a trend lately with business groups where they want to bring their customers and their clients in, and it's an environment where it's really rich in that opportunity. So if you guys want, we have a couple of corporate tents left. They do sell out pretty fast, but if you guys ever wanted to attend and, you know, bring a group and have your own party, you can do it in tailgating or there. Our individual admission tickets are $78, and it's a full day of activities. So whether you come to just walk around and check out the stage and the shops and just watch a few horse races, or if you want to entertain people in VIP seatings, we truly do have a ticket for everyone. And I don't remember the last time I took an Uber downtown for less than $78. So I don't know about you guys, but it seems pretty reasonable. So if you guys want to check us out, have any questions, we're going to stay for a few minutes afterwards. We're going to be here. You can ask us questions about anything. And we'd love to see you guys there.
Yeah, so thank you for talking about Andrew's Transportation Group. It's been a great sponsor of ours, and I think they've hopefully gotten some good benefit from it. So there are a lot of opportunities there. But I've just enough with the sales pitch, but thank you all. I feel like I kind of home living up the road from here, so thank you a lot.
Before they sit down, does anybody have any questions about steeplechase? Oh. Linda's got the.
Did you go to college?
Oh, miss.
Toddy, toddy. There you go.
Dwight, I have a question for you. I heard what you said, fall off a horse once every 10 times. I tell everybody how many bones you broke doing that.
I hate to admit it, I'm not sure how many, but I've broken my collarbone 3 times, crossed my chest and collapsed my lung, and broken ribs more times than I count right now. So it's just part of it.
Add to it, he can still climb a fence at the track better than some 20-year-olds. So he's impressed.
Any more questions? Thank you guys for coming and speaking with us today. We do have a gift for you, for one of you. And before you leave today, we also have a book I'd like you to sign. We do read to elementary kids, and I'd like you to sign it so we can tell them about Steeplechase. Maybe they can get their parents to come. You guys here in a second. Okay, next week, Secretary of State Trey Hargett is coming to speak. So if he's anything like his brother who I used to work with, it's going to be a great talk. So I'm looking forward to that. We also have our two proposed are getting inducted. So next week's going to be a great week. So please join us. We're giving you a few minutes of your time back. I rest things along here. And
So if I want to come next week, what's that?
oh, all right. Great question. Bring folders. You asked for that. All right. Who does not know how to RSVP or where to RSVP? I know we've changed it in the last 2 months, but does everybody know when you get reflections on Monday before lunchtime, except for spring break, I think you got it that evening because I forgot. When you get it before lunch, it is in the very top. I've put it at the very top of reflections. There should be a little icon to click. And you can always go back to that Monday email. So please RSVP. If you have a guest, you put it into the comment section. If you want to RSVP but don't eat, just put not eating in that comment section. So that way we know you're coming, but we won't account for food. Did I do good, Larry? Are we good? All right, bring folders next week. I'm just kidding. Okay, anything else? Stacks of 8, not against the wall. All right, that's it for the Go to Rotary. Thank you, guys.